In the bureaucracy of today, legal contracts are just something we have grown used to. Whether it be a legal dispute, buying a simple chocolate bar and receiving a receipt, or allowing a website to use our cookies. They are everywhere. But such agreements were rare in the Bronze Age, and when they did happen, they were usually no more legitimate than a handshake. However, when it came to the Sumerian city-states of Umma and Lagash, it seems that handshake alone would not suffice. Here is what happened. Due to the lack of rainfall in the region, the Sumerian city-states were heavily reliant on the water that flowed up through the rivers Euphrates and Tigris. There, the ancient cities would have to irrigate the land using canals and levees in order to grow crops. This, of course, is a very precarious way to live, especially when there's a territorial dispute over some of those canals. The king of Kish, Mesilim, became the external arbiter between the two cities, Umma and Lagash. Basically, a neutral party member thought to settle a dispute fairly. The agreement the three parties came to goes as follows. The previously disputed fertile valley of Du Edna would be marked as a boundary with stone steels. This region was to be owned by Lagash, yet Umma was allowed to lease the land there through payments in silver, although, to make it fair, the payments of silver were to be only enough to cover the cost of maintaining the canals in the region. Overall, a fair deal. They agreed. Mesilim apparently erected another stone stele to mark the area, and he engraved the agreement onto the stone. However, a later king of Umma named Ush stopped paying the lease and war broke out. They destroyed the main stele erected by Mesilim. The war saw the destruction of many canals, although ultimately Umma was defeated. And so the treaty was renewed and set in stone this time. This treaty becomes the first ever recorded contract between two powers, and was overseen by the gods, to further ensure that it would be kept to. Again, Mesilim acted as arbiter. The treaty goes as follows. The original treaty was reinstated, however, Umma was forced to pay war reparations to repair the damage done to the canals, and to fund further canal expansion in the region. Overall, peace and prosperity continued, until the Akkadian Empire swept in, could not care less about any boundary, and conquered both cities, making it obsolete. The treaty was discovered engraved on a limestone cone by French archaeologists, excavating between 1878 and 1912. The stone currently resides in Paris. It is called the Cone of Enmetena, named after the ruler of Lagash at the time. Other stones, such as the Stele of Vultures, provides further proof of the events. They show the ruler of Lagash leading his army, and vultures eating the remains of the Umma soldiers. All currently reside in the Louvre Museum. Join me next week when I will go over the first ever recorded peace treaty between two international powers, signed between the New Kingdom of Egypt and the Hittite Empire. Subscribe if you want to support this project, and share the videos with anyone you think may be interested. This has been the history of diplomacy.